Imagine a world where your very thoughts, your beliefs could mean the difference between life and a brutal, torturous death. A world where fear of the unknown wasn't just a personal struggle, but a weapon wielded by the church, the state, and your very neighbors. This was the reality of the Spanish Inquisition. To understand the Spanish Inquisition, we need to go back to the late 1400s. Spain, a deeply religious Catholic kingdom, had just completed its centuries-long Reconquista, reclaiming its land from Muslim rule. But even with victory, there was fear. Fear of religious division, fear of cultural influence, and fear that the Catholic faith could be undermined from within. Enter King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, the Catholic monarchs. Their goal? To unite Spain, not just under one crown, but under one faith. The Inquisition became their tool to root out heresy, particularly among newly converted Jews and Muslims suspected of secretly practicing their old religions. But this was not merely about faith. The Inquisition became a political weapon, allowing the crown to consolidate power and control over their newly formed kingdom. And the consequences for anyone accused were devastating. Once the Inquisition identified a potential heretic, the next steps were interrogation and punishment. But not in any ordinary sense. The Inquisition was notorious for its brutal use of torture designed to force confessions from the accused. Perhaps the most feared device was the rack, a wooden frame that stretched the victim's body, tearing ligaments and muscles, inflicting excruciating pain. And then there were other horrors, the strappado, which involved suspending a victim by their wrists, and water torture, where victims were force-fed water until their stomachs felt like they would burst. To the Inquisition, these methods weren't considered cruel. They were seen as necessary tools to save souls. But for those who endured them, they were nothing short of a nightmare. Once the torture ended, if it ended, the accused would stand trial. But justice was not the goal here. Confession was. Many times these confessions were obtained under duress, making a fair trial almost impossible. The accused were often given two choices: confess to heresy, repent and face punishment, or refuse to confess and suffer even more. Confession didn't guarantee safety. Many who admitted their crimes were still publicly humiliated, imprisoned, or even executed. The worst fate of all was being burned at the stake. Public executions were held to send a clear message. Deviation from the faith would not be tolerated. The Inquisition lasted for more than 300 years, claiming the lives of thousands. Its influence reached beyond Spain, spreading into the colonies and inspiring similar movements across Europe. Yet, even after it officially ended in the 19th century, its dark legacy lives on. Today, the Spanish Inquisition stands as one of history's darkest periods, a stark reminder of how fear, power, and faith can be twisted into tools of oppression. It teaches us the dangers of allowing ideology and fear to overrule justice and humanity. The Spanish Inquisition has become synonymous with cruelty, religious intolerance, and unchecked power. But it also raises difficult questions for us today. How far will we go to defend what we believe is right, and at what cost? If you have enjoyed this dive into the dark history of the Spanish Inquisition, leave a like, comment, and remember to subscribe to Time's Dark Mysteries.